most people backslide after hitting a major goal.
Don't worry, if you're feeling this way today, or you felt this way in the past, after reaching a huge goal, you start to slide backwards, we are going to help you today and teach you how to evolve.
Now think about the last time you hit a big goal in your life, and think about that rush that comes with it. You know, you have that dopamine hit, you're celebrating the victory of what you've accomplished, and that's a good thing. That's not something we should shy away from. We should celebrate victories in our life. But what usually happens after that peak is a let off, you know, where we lose focus a little bit, or maybe we let off the gas, and all of a sudden we may find ourselves backsliding.
Right, and this is frustrating, guys. You know, I've been there before in my life where I've reached that huge goal, and then you slowly find yourself falling back to where you started. And how discouraging can that be? And it may be the beginning of a yo-yo where you keep going up and down and you're never really getting to where you want to go, and it can make you start to feel complacent.
Right, you could even grow like almost content or okay with the fact that that's just normal, that you just fall off every time.
Or that I can never do this because this is what happens.
Right. Right. But we don't want that for you, and we're going to share with you 3 key ways to solve that. All right, I'm Coach Jesse, and this is Coach Stacy. We're creators of Living a Champion Life. And we help overwhelmed high achievers unlock their potential, regain control of their life, and master the art of sustained success.
Now, I know, like I said, I've had this happen to me before. I know it, you know, that frustration and everything. But one great example that I can use is there was a show, and it was about people losing weight. I can't remember
it was called
the
like
name.
The Largest Loser or something
Oh
to
yeah,
that effect.
something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure you guys can kind of get the generalized idea of the show that we're talking about. But it was about weight loss, and people would have these huge weight losses, and it may have had a little bit to do with body fat percentage, but the number one thing was that number on the scale. And I think if you look at the stats of the people who've gone through this show, had huge success, have started to backslide.
Yeah, the majority, unfortunately, the vast majority of these contestants end up putting all of that weight back on and then some. And that's a really sad thing because we're setting people up to fail because they weren't brought into it with the knowledge of how to evolve, how to make change a permanent part of your life to move forward.
And Jesse and I know, as fitness coaches and nutrition coach, that this is a common thing that will happen to people if they're not brought into it the right way. Yes, the people on the show may have learned, you know, some ways to eat or some ways to exercise, but it was not a sustainable way to do it. And so that's our biggest focus.
Right, and I know you may be thinking, oh wow, look how big of a change they did make though. Like look how what an amazing change that was. And yes, some of those changes were amazing, but what good is change if you can't keep it? What good is progress if you don't learn the way to actually maintain it long term? So we're going to go through 3 key lessons about the way to evolve and make sure that the change you make stays permanent. Now, lesson 1, reach down. And that's about helping other people along their journey. It's about taking something that you've learned and something you know and giving it away. Paying it forward is such a powerful tool to make sure that the progress you've made becomes a permanent part of you. And if we don't, we miss that chance to truly integrate it and make it part of who we are moving forward.
Right, and this could be as simple as sharing a testimonial or giving somebody you know a little encouragement who's starting where you are, but it can also go deeper. It can get to a level of coaching other people. I know I was a soccer player my entire life and played through college, and I know all along the way I was encouraged to coach the younger generation. In high school, I coached the elementary kids. When I was in college, I coached high school kids. As an adult, I now will coach my children and their teams, and that has really helped to integrate it and make me, although I'm not as physically capable as maybe I was when I was 18, definitely understanding the sport more and teaching how to teach it.
Right. Now, the second thing we need to do is to reach out. And that's about connecting with a community of people. Joining a group that's already headed in the direction that you want to be going. Making sure that you're plugged into a circle of accountability, of peers that believe the same types of things that you do, that are going to hold you accountable as a group and collectively keep your momentum forward. So that you can develop support and not just fall off when the next shiny object comes along. Because there's lots of shiny objects. They're all around us. and we'll get baited into those if we don't get plugged into a community.
And I know Jesse and I in our life, we have business communities that we belong to. We also have parenting communities we belong to. Whatever it is that we're wanting to grow in, we're making sure that we're staying apart and surrounding ourselves with people with similar interests. Think of a gym membership, or these online fitness memberships where you're all a part of a bigger whole and you're part of a group. This can really help to keep you focused and keep you evolving.
Right. And thirdly, we need to reach up. We need to choose to tap into a mentor relationship and put ourselves in a position where we're going to be coached by someone else, to actively allow someone else to put some pressure on us, to hold us accountable, and to continue to pull the best out of us. So we want to find a mentor, a coach, and actively participate in that relationship.
And this does require showing a little bit of vulnerability, because you're saying, hey, you're better at this than I am, and I need some help. And that can be a difficult step to get to, but it's so important. And Jesse and I also have lots of coaches in our lives, and we also coach other people. So we understand that relationship and how we can best help people to evolve.
Right. So to keep that progress, to keep that victory that you've achieved, we need to do three key things. We need to evolve by reaching down, reaching out, and reaching up.
Well, I hope that you guys have found this video valuable to you today, and we would like to give you the 5 biggest reasons you feel stuck and overwhelmed and can't get what you want most out of life. And we hope that you can champion your day, yourself, and your life.